My name is Muhammad Razif bin Masaka. I'm 44 years old. I'm my background is in the electrical power engineering. I'm studying in Institute Technology Mara for the engineering. For the sales, I have around 15 years background.
To say thanks for inviting me for this interview session. Actually, I recently graduated from UTHM in the year 2020. My background it was in electrical and electronic. So fortunately, just after a few months of ending my education, I was selected by one of the multinational company in Malaysia, which is Intel, to be part of their team.
That's a great company.
Yes. I could say that is a great company, especially for a fresh graduate. It's a good kickstart to your career.
Okay, as far as I know, BEM is Board Engineering Malaysia. Is one of the organization that organize the engineer from all around the Malaysia. And of course, another one, code of professional conduct, or they call it guideline, in order to proceed with the engineering. So every engineer, whatever, regardless professional engineer or graduate engineer, must have the code of conduct. So means, of course, everyone know engineer cannot accept bribery, or they call it rasuah. Professional engineer not simply can sign on every document, so they must have every details.
I believe that code of conduct is something that is listed by your organization that you should do or you should not do. So it's basically a do's and don'ts from the organization. Why they created this list is so that they could basically manage. I mean, they could at least protect their brand. Right. For example, from BEM. So let's say you are registered as a fresh a graduate engineer from BEM. Of course, they would like to get the person who are registered with BEM is to. I mean, they would like someone who is registered with BEM to be as best as they can, and they don't want this person, whoever is being registered under BEM, destroy their reputation. So basically, that is why they list out this code of conduct.
For this question, maybe I can give some example. If okay, production engineering department, maybe if you know a lot of production, maybe producing a car or producing something component, there is a line. So in that line, before start, there is engineering, whereby after this process must go to the next level, So sometimes there is a upgrading, so there is a modification on that line. So the ethical example for that kind of example, one of it, the engineer that doing the upgrading, so they must follow the specification. So the engineer cannot is tak boleh without not following the specification. Sometime after this, for example, painting the car door kan. Let's say the production, kalau tak follow the step, so the painting cannot be done.
Ethical examples. Okay, what I can say is that in the production environment, usually we have something that is super confidential that you are not allowed to share with public. And access to this kind of place, usually you have a certain like they might say that yes, you can bring your phone, but you cannot use your camera, for an example. So it is unethical. Let's say that you bring your phone and then you just, for example, take picture instead of that a very restrictive place, and then you just take your picture. What you know that inside of that place there's a lot of confidential stuff. So for example, a competitor company could actually gain some inside information through your picture. So basically, that is why I can give an example for unethical things that you could do in a production environment.
Of course, ethic can be divided into personal and professional ethics. So personal ethics, yeah, of course, most of the professional engineer with certification, they have an authority. So this authority can be used only during the working. So every professional engineer with certified cannot simply use the authority like they have a job, they have a name. So, for example, like a drawing, electrical drawing or civil drawing, to approve this drawing, they must what I mean is know inside the drawing. For example, electrical drawing, where is the current, where is the current input, current output, what is the rating of the inside the drawing. So detail of the drawing, they must know. This engineer cannot be simply approved without knowing detail on this. So this is one of the ethics that every professional engineer must follow. And they cannot what I mean is yeah, sometimes this professional engineer also they have their own company, means they are registered themselves, and because they have the authority to approve or to sign the document, so this also cannot be uh, uh, maksudnya tak boleh nak sekalikan professional dengan personal punya things.
How can I explain personal ethics and professional ethics is I can give you a situation. So in my company, at the various my company or my department, we don't have a system that you need to time in your attendance, right? So of course your work hours is from 8 to 5, but you don't it does not require by the company to time in your attendance. So meaning that actually you can even come at the company at 10 or even late in the afternoon. It is not a problem because it's not something that is listed by the company that you should be there at 8, right? But according to my personal ethics, I believe that I should arrive at the company at 8. So sometimes, of course, I will be a little bit late, but I try to follow my ethics, my personal ethics of arriving at the company at 8. But according to the professional ethics, this is not required. But this is just my personal ethics. So that's why I try to make time and arrive at the company at 8.